Hello dear students, this is Professor S.B. Vendigeri, Department of Economics, taking online classes for 6th semester students. Dear students, in the last class we have discussed about the most important topic of the national income, that is methods of calculating national income. In today's class let us understand another important topic of the same unit, that is national income, is the reasons for slow growth of national income. This is a 5 marks question in the examination. Try to understand, very interesting topic. What are the basic reasons for slow growth of national income? Especially when it comes to the developing countries, there are many reasons for slow growth of national income. Reasons may be in concern with the political aspects, financial aspects, as well as the cultural aspects, for example, and social aspects. So there are many basic reasons behind that for the slow growth of national income in a broader sense, in a broader concept. Like that, in case of India as a developing country, there are many reasons for slow growth of national income. Look at the first one. The first reason for slow growth of national income, that is fluctuations in agricultural production. In India, agriculture is always gambling with monsoon rains because 40% of agriculture land is dry land. That is always depends on monsoon rains. So remaining percentage of the land is partly irrigated and fully irrigated. Because of that 40% of dry land, there is a lot of fluctuations in agriculture production. If there is a proper rainfall in the entire country, so there is a good result, per acre yield can be increased. But because of variations in the atmosphere, there is no proper rainfall, and we can also see the imbalances in natural calamities, as well as imbalances in for example natural aspects. In the entire country, in many states there is a proper rainfall, and in few states there is no proper rainfall, and southern part of the country is having proper rainfall for agriculture sector. And if you are looking at the eastern part as well as for example the western part of the country, there is no proper rainfall. Due to that, there is a fluctuations in agriculture production. And one more reason behind fluctuations in agriculture production is there are two types of seasons in India. One is Kharif season, and another is Rabi season. Kharif season, in the Kharif season, there is a overcrowd in agriculture activities. In the Rabi season, there is no, for example, pressure on agriculture. And in the Kharif season, maximum agriculture farmers are, for example, depending on dryland farming. In the Rabi season, only few farmers are depending on irrigated, for example, farming. So in India, maximum farmers are depending on what we call it as a dry land, which is also known as Kharif season, for example. So in what happens in these two seasons, in one season there is a overcrowding of for example agriculture farmers. In another season there is no pressure on agriculture, for example. So because of these imbalances, there is a fluctuations in agriculture production. If there is a lot of fluctuations, variations happens in agriculture activities, its impact is on national income. So the contribution towards national income from agriculture sector is slowly coming down. This is one reason. Second reason for slow growth of national income is slow industrial growth. Right from British rule, even from independent India, even today, India is facing the basic and burning problem of capital formation, because India is a labor rich country and a capital poor country, and due to large number of labor army, there is no, for example, employment opportunities. Supply of labor is more than the demand for labor. Due to that, there is no employment opportunities. Because of that, there is no possibility of increasing for example, per capita income. So due to that, creation of capital formation becomes less in India, and most of the industrial owners, industrial entrepreneurs are not efficient, and whatever capital formation they are, whatever investment they are, for example, investing in different activities of industrial sector, that is deficient. It is because of lack of education, lack of knowledge, lack of training, for example. So due to that, slow industrial growth, its impact is on national income. The contribution towards national income from industrial sector is also slowly increasing. Resource constraint, third one. Resource constraint in the sense, we have sufficient resources in India domestically, but we don't know how to utilize it, how to use it, for what purposes, at what time, for what purposes, uh, where we have to use it. So we don't know these things. Because of that, maximum resources are, I think, optimum and maximum resources are what happens. We are losing that resources, and we are wasting that resources. So if the resources are properly used, properly utilized for different sectors of the economy, there is a possibility of increase in the national income. So due to lack of utilization of proper resources, allocation of resources, there is no possibility of increase in the national income. Okay. Higher capital output ratio. It is very interesting. Another basic reason for slow growth of national income is higher capital output ratio. We are spending a huge amount of capital for a particular sector, but at the end of the day, the result, the output is goes on decreasing. Here what happens? We are spending more and getting less at the end of the day. That is called as higher capital output ratio. Okay. So we are investing more amount of capital, but at the end of the business, we are going to get only less amount of profit. So here what happens? Source is more, result is less. What we call it? That is called as higher capital output ratio. Due to that also there is a decrease in the national income. Okay. Next one, fifth one. Fifth one is a burning issue, a basic and burning problem and reason behind slow growth of national income, that is growth in population. Uh, Population, when we are talking about the population of the country, India is known for population. India is the richest country in the world, but its inhabitants are very poor. Okay, for every 1.5 second, two babies are born in India. Okay, for every year 1.98 crore, and for every decade 10 years there is a 10.98 crore population increasing in India. So if such is the condition, one side the population of the country is increasing in a geometrical procession, and on the other side, on the other hand, the production of the food production is increasing in a arithmetical procession. So if such is the condition, the contribution towards national income goes on decreasing because of overpopulation and lack of availability of opportunities. Okay, so population has become the basic problem for slow growth of national income. Look at the next one, old and worn out capital. In India, in all the sectors of the economy, agriculture, industry, and tertiary sector, whatever amount of capital is investing, that is old and worn out capital, means we are using outdated method of, for example, production, and we are investing huge amount of money on that outdated method of production. We are not adopting modified technology. Due to that also there is a possibility of decrease in the profit and savings and income at the end of the day. Okay, look at the next one, poor industrial development. It is very concerned, and it is related to the second point. Poor industrial development means, if we are looking at the development status of the country, by 2010, India's development was very less compared to China. Okay, in China, 45% of its total GDP is spent only for the development of industrial sector, and in India, if it is comes to India, only 35% of total GDP is spent for example, development of industries. So it is because of poor industrial development, there is a slow growth of national income of the country. Look at the last one, socio-political conditions. As I said in the beginning, there are basic and broader reasons for the slow growth of national income in the country. That in that socio-political conditions, social condition in the sense, in India, almost all people of the economy, people of the country are always believe in God. They believe in, for example, their religions, cultures. They are outdated and old, and for example, outdated civilizations. They never believe in work. And look at the political conditions. Political conditions, if we are having a glance on political conditions in the 80s and 90s, India's political condition was very, very poor, unstable. Okay, so political support is also very important for the development of the country as well as increase in the national income. Okay, so these are the few reasons behind the slow growth of national income. With this, let us stop our today's online class. The remaining part of the same topic we shall discuss in the next class. Thank you very much.